We're in Los Angeles at the California Wellness Foundation. Several panels have been held looking at black media, looking at early childhood education and general education issues. Also, we had California Assemblyperson and Speaker of the House, Karen Bass, and also we had Jack O'Connell, who is the State Superintendent of Schools. So I think the whole purpose of the conference is bringing journalists together, bringing educators together, bringing public policy makers together to grapple with the problems, and they are critical problems now, of minority kids and what's increasingly becoming a majority minority school districts in California.
But I really wanted to focus on achievement gap. And the achievement gap, I wanted to work with school districts to get them to focus and highlight and be able to address and make closing the achievement gap a real priority. The achievement gap is real, it's stark, it's persistent. We admit that we have it. In the past, many people played ostrich and tried to ignore it. We know all kids can learn, and we all know all kids can learn to very high levels.
The gap isn't between black kids and white kids. The gap is between black kids and excellence. Right? So that's what we need to think about, right? How do we get our top students to be the top students in the state of California so that you walk in and demand, right? That you feel that you should be not just surviving but graduating summa cum laude.
Really, fundamentally, the big problem is the fact that as our society and as our state, we have really not prioritized and focused on education the way we should. And in addition to that, we have not looked at individual populations to see what their challenges might be and invested properly.
Really, has the media done the job, black media in this case, done the job, or any media for that matter, done the job that it could do, should do, and hopefully will do? The ethnic media has a huge role to play. Number one, a lot of people read it. So obviously it does have a broad reader base. Number two, a lot of policymakers read the ethnic media. So right away, there's an opportunity there to influence public policy. Educators, elected officials, and business leaders. Number three, it's important for the ethnic media, and we talked about that at one of the sessions, to continually emphasize what's working in the schools. We can talk all day about the problems, and that's not unimportant. We can't minimize that. But how about some of the successes? How about some of the programs that are working? How about some of the challenges that are being met with specific initiatives? How about some of the people, the teachers, administrators, those that run these schools, whether it's charter schools or public schools, that are actually making a difference? What are their methods? What's their approach? What are they doing? How are they building success out of failure? See, we don't see and hear enough of that. I think the ethnic media has a role there. A second area that it has a huge role to play, challenging all the time. Superintendents, boards of education, all the areas that we talked about, resource, teachers, credentials, administrators, parents, making sure there's a fair share and exposing where it isn't, a fair share of initiatives and resources for all of the schools, especially inner city schools and students.
Well, no, I'm just happy to be here so I can learn more about this subject so I can write more about it, because I think it's really important that we as a general public really have to understand what we're doing with our kids, and they are our future.